Hey everybody, Leif Anson here, Technical Account Manager for Fusor Repair Adhesives. We're going to walk you through a backside structural repair today on a tear on a bumper cover, and then we're going to do a front side cosmetic repair on this as well. So show you the easy steps to do it. So what we've got here is our mock hole or tear from in the bumper cover. We've used some of our 703 Fusor, our organic cleaner. We've cleaned the entire area off. We've sanded around the area with 80 grit sandpaper and dished out a nice area for a good area for material to sit into, so we have good structure in there. So now that it's cleaned, it's dried, we didn't use any solvents on there, nothing strong that's going to wick into the material. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a light coat of this and just spray it over. Less is more with this, and there we go. That's sufficient for the backside of it. We just want to make sure that we have good adhesion on there with the surface modifier, and we're not soaking it down. If you put too much on, you're going to actually have a negative effect with it, and it could gas off or pop later, and solvents are going to be released, and that's not what we want. So we can go ahead and do a quick application on the front side as well while we're here, and we're good. That's all that we need on there, and we are set. Okay, now that that's flashed off, we're going to go ahead and get set up for using our 142 structural repair adhesive. We've got our mesh cut up, our Fusor 700 mesh with the pink membrane. We're going to go ahead and we're going to use that as well. So we're going to, first and foremost, most important step in this is we're going to go ahead and level these plungers out, so we have equal parts of material coming out of each side. And then we're just going to go ahead and dispense just a little bit of this out so that we know that we have even mixture in here, and that's sufficient there. So what we're going to do to start with on the first step is we're going to go ahead and put a piece of tape on the front side of this so that it prevents any squeeze through from the back side, because we're going to be pushing pretty hard on there, so this will prevent any squeeze through from the back side. We're going to go ahead and we're going to apply a little bit of material to our bumper first. All right, we're going to put our mesh in place. Grab our spreader, put this down, put a little bit more material on here. Use our membrane, help keep things clean and easy. And we just want to make sure that we're working that material into that mesh in each direction so we get good coverage with it. All right, so now that we've got the 142 applied on there, we had a 1 minute work time with it at 70 degrees, and we get about a 20-minute time to wait until we can sand on it. Fortunately, on the backside structural repair, we're not really going to have to do any sanding, so you're pretty much done and set back here. We'll just go ahead and let it do its flash. We can flip it over and we can do our cosmetic repair on the front side. So after we're all set up, this was about 20 minutes. We can go ahead, we can peel this off, and you can see how smooth and finished out that is. So this was the 142, so we had about a 20-minute sand time on this one. But again, this is the backside structural. We don't ever need to do anything more back here. If you wanted to, you could sand it a little bit, but not necessary. All right, so now we've got the backside done. We're going to go ahead and flip it back over. We're going to come back to the front side. We're going to peel our tape off and see how good it turned out. All right, so we're pretty straight on there, pretty flat. I don't think we're going to have to do any more structural repair from the front side. So we'll go ahead and just apply our 114 LG to it and finish it out. In some circumstances, you might need to go back and add a little bit more structural adhesive to the front side of this to build it up a little bit more, because all we want to use the 114 LG for is just for a finishing glaze on there. So we're going to go ahead and just finish this one out with the 114, but in some situations you might need to use a little more structural adhesive. All right, first and foremost, we're going to go ahead and we're going to level our plungers out on this. Make sure that we have equal parts coming out of both sides. There we go. Put our mixing tip on and we'll purge out just a little bit, make sure there's no marbling or streaking in the material and it's all evenly mixed. And we can go ahead and just apply right to our bumper cover then. There we go. Nice and creamy. All right, we'll come over to our bumper cover. We'll add just a little bit on here. We're not going to need very much because we did a pretty good job of repairing from the back side, and that's where all of our structure was from. This is just going to be a finish on the front side. And that's pretty much about it. If we have a low area, we can always come back and apply a second coat to it. Or if we're still wet, we can go ahead and apply a little bit more on if you wanted to. All right, so now that we've got it spread on there, we're going to go ahead and give it a 20-minute flash before we can sand on it. And we're going to sand with probably some 180 grit to finish it out, and then always finish out per your paint manufacturer's recommendations as far as primers and base coats and top coats. All right, there you have it. Backside structural repair with the Fusor Repair adhesives and the mesh that we had on the back of it for structure, and then just a front cosmetic repair, and we can finish it out as per our paint manufacturer's recommendations. But you can see how simple and fast that was.